We're taking Woking from the National League all the way to the Premier League, but this isn't just a fairy tale rise. Once we get there, it instantly becomes a fight for survival. No safety nets, no shortcuts, just pure graft. If we can claw our way to safety, the challenge doesn't stop. From there, it's all about chasing the biggest prize in English football, the Premier League title, and the video doesn't end until we've won it. Every high, every low, every nail-biting moment is right here. Oh, and if you want the exact same save file and the tactic I'm using today, plus 10 plus other perks, they're already up on my Patreon. Strap in, get the popcorn, leave a like and subscribe. Let's get into it. So then, Woking, they are a team predicted 14th in the Vanarama National League, and today I've set myself the challenge to win the Premier League with them. So it's going to be a long video, so kick back, relax, and yeah, why not treat yourself to a drink or two, because today, this is going to be one of the tougher challenges we have done recently. We've been doing a lot of realism rebuilds recently, and I thought, you know what, let's humble ourselves and go down to a real low league club and see exactly what we can do at the Kingfield Stadium. It's no burnabout, but you know what? For their standard, it's actually looking like quite a nice ground. Now, first off, if I've got any Woking fans, please let me know in the comments, because I always love to know the teams that you boys and girls support. Now, as a club, there is a lot we can improve today. For example, their reputation is 1.5 star. Their training and youth facilities are both 2. I would like to at minimum get those to a 3, if not more. And their youth recruitment is really, really poor. So any improvement on that would also be very, very helpful. Now, I will say, in terms of the challenge I've set here, there's no season limit, so the video won't end until, we've actually completed the challenge. Now, in my head, I am saying around about 10 to 15 seasons is what I'd expect. It all depends on how quickly you can get to the Premier League. And then the big one is that first Premier League season, can you stay up? If you stay up in the Premier League, you've got a really good chance of making something happen, because then you get more money and it becomes easy, you know. It's a bit of a trickle effect almost. Now, I will say, the owners of this club, they love it. They absolutely love the club, which is a big, big bonus for us, because at least we've got decent owners to take us forward into this project. In terms of their club's history, they have won a few trophies, 3 English FA trophies, not FA Cups, 1 Vanarama National League South, 1 English Isthmian League Premier Division, 1 Conference League Cup, and 1 English, I'm not going to say the word again, League 2nd Division South. So you can see here they're actually sort of at their peak in the 2022-23 season, and today I hope we can add several trophies to this roster, including an actual FA Cup, maybe a Carabao Cup, obviously a Premier League, and dare I dream for a European trophy? Dare I actually dream? I think we do dream. Now, money-wise, we are going to have £0 to go and spend. And when it comes to the debts and loans, we've got a debt of 1.1 million, 1.2, really, which actually is quite a fair bit of money for a club like this. So we've got to try and deal with that and really take the reins almost and get that done, because that will not be easy to obviously clear. Now, my prediction for season 1, I've got no interest. I've got an interest. I've got an interest, but I've got no real sort of prediction of winning the FA Cup. The FA Trophy, I think we can go on to win. The Vanarama National League, we are literally predicted to finish in 14th place. Now, we are using the tactic I put up yesterday on my main channel, which is the most hated 4141. And again, any part of this video, you can go and get the save file and the tactic and all of these perks just by signing up to the Patreon. There's 30% off this month and close to 6,000 people. And there is still just about time to enter the £1,200 PayPal giveaway. So make sure you do go and get involved. But this tactic, again, is very, very useful because it uses a lot of common roles. You know, every team's got wing backs, every team's got centre backs, obviously midfielders, wingers, strikers. We've got that going on. So luckily for us, this tactic does sort of suit a lot of our players, and it's why I've picked it. I've not overcomplicated things, kept it very simple, and kept it to a formation which I can, you know, simply just lock and load basically. So knowing how good this tactic is, I genuinely think that we can at least get into the playoffs in Season 1. I'm not going to guarantee that we are going to win it, because, I mean, that prediction is really low down, and that would be overachieving to the absolute max. You know, there's some good teams in here, you know, like when I've done tactic tests on my channels and FM Scout, I've seen Carlisle, Forest Green, York and Southend do really, really well. So it's going to be a battle of the ages. Obviously, the quicker we get promoted, the more likely that this Premier League dream can happen quicker, because if you get stuck in a division, it becomes quite awkward. Obviously, the money starts to stagnate, the players start to get fed up and want to leave. Now, on paper, I cannot tell you a single bit about one of these players, so we're going to take a brief look through the team, see what I've got to work with, and as always, guys, I will say, rebuilds like this, do not expect to see the same group of players always stick around, because if you have a good season, a lot of them leave on the free with pre-contract agreements. A lot of them aren't worth keeping at the club when you go up divisions. You know, a lot of these lads, for example, will not even hack Sky Bet League 1. So we'll have a quick look at some of, you know, our better ability players, which technically would be Gorman in midfield. Now, again, a good Vanarama national player, but this is a good example of what I'm trying to talk about, because this is where he peaks, right? This is what you're going to get with him. He's not really going to improve. He's 29. Will he get the job done in Vanarama? Yeah, he's a good standard player. And to be honest with you, I don't actually mind that, because as long as we have got a decent player in every position, even if they just get me promoted, then they have to be replaced. At least that's something we can, you know, have in our sort of roster. Now, the striker we've got, again, good Vanarama national player, 31. So again, the age is a big concern as well with a lot of these players. It's very much like we've got a couple of years here that are almost, if you want to use it, their golden years to really try and get something done. So the wingers we've got, we are going to have Matt Ward. He's got a bit of pace about him for this level of football. Very good stamina as well, which I do like to see. He is a player that could potentially play in Sky Bet League 2, so that's always a positive. And he's 21. Looks a bit like Tyler Dibbling, actually. So maybe, who knows? I'll take the same performance. On the left-hand side, we've got Ashford. Again, not rapid, but a little bit of pace about him. Unlike the right-hand sided player, he is not really going to look to improve, and he is also 8 years older. DM, we've got a little bit of a man mountain, it appears. I mean, good tackling, good passing, good strength, good stamina, very good work rate. He's got the potential to be a League 1 player, so a lot of potential in Tim, and a player that I probably will look to try and keep around if we can keep him. And other than that, I mean, wing-backs wise, very important in this system. I have looked at what we have got. We've got Aaron Drew. This guy has got a bit of pace for this level, can become a decent Sky Bet League 1 player, so very happy with him at right back. And left back, we are going to have Richard. So again, very, very similar, although he can't really get into that Sky Bet League 1 sort of standard. But for this season, we definitely can use the tactic without changing it. We have got decent fullbacks, you know, we've got decent wingers, and I just hope we can at least be competitive in Season 1, because if we're not, things might become quite challenging. But strap in, we're going to get into Season 1 in the Vanarama National League. Let's see what we can do. First off is going to be the exit in the FA Trophy. Now, I would have happily won this, of course I would have done, although it's not too important. I'm never going to turn down a trophy this early on into a video. Now, Dorking are going to beat us 2-1 on the day. Don't get me wrong, we were, you know, I mean, if we got to the semis, there's still some very good teams in here that probably could have beaten us on the day, as it is going to be a final of South Shields versus Dorking. So, I mean, the team that knocked us out have got a very good chance of winning that competition, so fair play to them. The FA Cup, we are going to go and actually lose to Burnley. Now, Burnley aren't exactly England's best team, but compare it to our current team, they look like Man City. So we haven't really got a chance, and honestly, we kept it quite humbling. Only a 1-0 loss, and did we beat anybody of stature? We beat Reading on penalties, which I'll honestly take any day. We also beat Northampton 4-0, a bit of a convincing result there. 5-2 against MK Dons. Are we in this? We are. 3-0 against Salisbury. So we actually did have a decent run in this in terms of beating teams that probably are a little bit better than us on paper. So really happy with that. But why I'm happy? We have got promoted from the Vanarama National League, and we have done it by goal difference. And I will say, we were very, very, very in there with the playoffs, obviously. So even if we would have lost on goal difference, We would have got promoted anyway, with obviously finishing second, but just to win it, you know, finish rank 1, we're going to get more money. It says that we really are champions of that division. We get the trophy as well, and it's a really, really, really good season for the Woking boys, you know. I was expecting to maybe get in that playoff fight, and I was always going to watch through all the playoff games, because this is a very, very important season of this video, and I couldn't be more happy with the lads. I mean, they're put on a great display. You know, you look at our goalkeeper, for example, he's actually kept 27 clean sheets, so he doesn't look too bad, to be fair, and potentially can be a Sky Bet League 1 player. So I'm not being funny. We've definitely massively overachieved. In terms of goal scorers, we've got 2 people to talk about. 27 from Jack Stretton, a player that we didn't even look at, but clearly has come in and bagged quite a fair few goals. And also Tyree Simpson has come in, and he has done pretty well. If you look at him as an individual, 25 in 35 games is relatively impressive. So super happy with Tyrese, super happy with Jack as well, and a very, very good season from both of the players. And do you know what? Like, yes, we didn't win the FA Trophy, definitely didn't win the FA Cup, but it wasn't an awful run in the FA Cup when you look at the teams that we beat, and the league makes up for all of it. So super happy with the results regarding that. Now, this is where things are going to get a bit interesting, because in these seasons, I sort of decide to sign people when I can sign people, purely because the windows are so random at this low league of football. You've got players becoming free agents here, there, people getting loan listed here, there. So we're going to go through signings at very unique parts of the video today, because they are happening very randomly. Now, to go into the next season, we are going to have a very generous budget of £1.2 million. And to be fair to you, that's actually quite generous. The debts and loans have been halved, and that's looking... Right, so we actually did welcome in a player this season called Cade Craig, a bit of a mouthful, and I've signed him for a couple of reasons. Number one, he might be a little bit below our pay grade, but trust me, trying to attract people to a Sky Bet, even a Sky Bet League 2 team, is quite the challenge, and this guy was very keen to join, and he can actually cover a few positions, and to cost me 4.8k, he played a lot of games in the end, picks up 6 assists as well, drops a decent average rating. Is he the world's best left back? Obviously not, but at this point, it's about replacing the bodies that got stripped from us, whether it's contract expiries, no interest in contracts, or players that simply aren't good enough to get a renew. That's the only thing with low league management. You get a lot of free players leaving, a lot of players that you can't sell because they're not even good enough for your level. So, yeah, expect to see a bit of a change. We also are going to go over and pick up Arian Zabelli, I think I've got that right, coming in from Bromley. Now, I picked this guy up mainly because he was on the free, and again, getting legs into the team. Have a small squad, have big issues. This guy comes in, and in his games that he plays, he drops a 7.2. Now, I will say, in terms of centre-backs, it's no Van Dijk, but he's pretty well-rounded for this level of football. So, the fact is on the free, he's on 600 quid a week, and he's worth 200k, I'll take him every time. We also are going to welcome in a fantastic player in Harrison Murray Campbell. He comes in from Barnet, former Chelsea man, and he actually comes in on the free as well. 18 goal contributions, so a fantastic signing, worth upwards of 600k. Perfect for the back line. Right back, centre back, also left back, and these are the players that I'm going after. The free agents are really good to get. There's a lot of good free agents that don't get given a chance in lower league football, and I'm here to change that. Welcome in, Harrison. We also are going to pick up Louis Jackson, again, really strengthening the back line. You know, I want options there because at the end of the day, I know injuries in these divisions and they are relentless. Over a 46-game season, you factor in some good cup runs, you can play upwards of 60 games a season with the friendlies. So this guy comes in, again, on the free, decent average rating, good amount of appearances. And do you know what? Yes, he's a Vanarama player, but at the end of the day, he's got the potential to be a championship player, and he will get game time. It's constant injuries in these leagues, so we need a lot of players. And this one, maybe we didn't need. We have signed a lot of defenders, but I couldn't resist him because he comes in on the free again, plays pretty much every game and does such a good job, dropping above a 7 average rating for his first season at Woking. And this guy has got something our other centre-backs don't. Pace, bit of acceleration, decent tackling, you know, decent, very good passing, ball-playing defender, really true and true. Has got the potential to become a Sky Bet Championship player, and again, cost me nothing, so it makes sense to get them. A fantastic player in Franco Umer, coming in from Fleetwood. Again, a Sky Bet League 2 player, potential to take us into the Sky Bet League 1. Rapid pace, rapid acceleration. His finish and composure are pretty lackluster, but to be honest, for this league it's okay. And he scores 13 goals even with that 10 finishing. 7 assists as well, a great average rating, and just a real true player to himself. At the end of the day, surprised me actually how well he done. So the fact he come in, as I said, on the free, he's a man that is really transformed this season, hopefully. Serious baller. We also pick up Noah Ney. I mean, this guy was brought in mainly again because he was on the free. Very low demand player. He chips in rotation, so obviously he was needed at some point. Not the most out there player, but I thought I'd just show you anyway. I'm going to load in a dedicated left back, mainly because this one's a standout. Now, I don't think we'll ever be able to sign this guy until we get to a higher league, and that's if he still develops. But that is going to be Nico Beros. Now, we brought him in on loan because he's got the pace, he's got the stamina, he's got decent crossing, good tackling. He only plays 14 games and actually picks up a few less assists than what I thought. When I saw this guy with, you know, great crossing, great pace, and I know how attacking my tactic is using fullbacks, I was expecting a lot more, but I still don't regret the loan. So for a bit of a backup, because we were lacking a little bit, loaned in Connor Douglas, and I only loaned in a goalkeeper. It goes against what I believe in usually, but I done it because we did need someone quite urgently, and I didn't really want to spend the money. And we loan him in, and as you can see, like, I'm not being funny, he does, well, 13 appearances, 11 conceded, so it's not ideal, but it does complete a very active window. So a lot of new faces, a lot of faces leaving as well. I'm not going to go through all the players leaving because a lot of them were younger players that were never going to play anyway. And we are going to go into our first official Sky Bet competition and see what we can do. Still Street Motors trophy against Norwich City under-21s, and there is one goal going in the favour of us, and that is our first trophy. We'll take it. I don't care it's against an under-21 side, okay? They are still going to have some great players. I'm going to take that every single day. So trophy 1 is going to be the Bristol Street Motors trophy. When was the last time we won that? Have we ever won it? I don't believe we have, so we'll take it. The Carabao Cup, of course, we are going to get to play in, and sadly that is going to be, well, I mean, it's the first round exit. As soon as you can exit it, we do, because we are going to play Bournemouth and lose 2-0, which I think is something that I can't be too annoyed about. The FA Cup is going to be a 4th round exit against Luton. Again, maybe you can argue we should have got past them. I don't think you can. Luton are still a very good team. They're a team that, are in the Championship, you know? Where did they actually finish, Luton? Am I being blind? Luton. 5th place, you know, they're they're a good team in that competition, so I'm not going to be too annoyed about that. Especially when you factor in, we've done a McKenna with the back-to-back promotions. I know they're different leagues, but similar vibes. We are going to be promoted from Sky Bet League 2 into Sky Bet League 1 from back-to-back promotions from the Vanarama or National League. So a very good couple of seasons. It proves that prioritising quantity over quality actually worked. Having a big squad of players really did help us chip in with those goals. And do you know what? I'm glad we've done this, but oh boy, does this put on the pressure for me next season. Because now we've got to make sure we build a competitive team for the Sky Bet League 1, which is a lot harder said or easier said than done. And I'm going to be honest with you, we actually won this league quite comfortably. Sorry, over Carlisle, over Tranmere, over Swindon, over Grimsby, over Newport, over Barrow. You know, we're talking about 108 points compared to 95 with Carlisle. And I go through some of the goal scorers in here. Obviously, we've got one man to talk about. Sam Ashford, the 31-year-old that I said has probably got one season in him, really did have a great season. 20 goals is more than enough to get in my good books in this team. And when it comes to the assists, you've got 16, 15, 14. You've got 3 players in the average rating. Our goalkeeper, Will, obviously our older goalkeeper, is going to be joint 3rd with Harry Lewis when it comes to the clean sheet. So it's a very good season. Again, a lot of pressure, I'm going to be honest, going into season 3, already in Sky Bet League 1 now, and our budget is going to be a total of 1.1 million, so very similar. Debts and loans are back up to 1.2 because we did heavily invest in our players last season, but it paid a very good price. You know, the team sadly is still needing more players because people leave, people that that aren't good enough leave, and that's the reality of low league football. Now, what I will say is, on paper, couldn't be more happy with some of these lads. The right back, 3-18, the centre back, 9-1, Joe Rouse coming in there from DM, 6-18, Umes, 16-10, 14-17, 23-3. We've got 2 strikers scoring 20 plus goals. No wonder why we're getting promoted. So there's a lot of positives, but also the negative is people come, people go. And that's exactly where I've got to come in and try and build a real foundation that we can lock in. The issue is, you have a good season, people want to leave for better clubs. Clubs speak to them, they get tempted, they leave. You have an average season, a lot of people think, do I stay, do I go? You have a bad season, people go. You lose players regardless. So until you get to that championship and you can really start building your project, it's new faces every year, so let's go see some new ones. Then the first signing is going to be Jordan Brown, coming in as a decent Sky Bet League 1 player, which is handy considering we are playing in the Sky Bet League 1. He comes in as just a bit of an option for midfield, a deeper position, can also cover right back, so if you watch my videos before, you know that I love a versatile player. And this guy plays 44 games, 6 goals, 5 assists, a very good player, and I do love you guys for the suggestions of these teams, because I'm going to be honest, like, I would never go out and sign Jordan Brown, but do you know what? If I'm ever in the low league again, I'm going to consider him. And that's the beautiful thing about going out your comfort zone and playing with these smaller teams, because you appreciate players like Jordan. Patrick Gamble is going to come in. I guess it's a gamble. I'm never going to say that joke again. He comes in as purely rotation because he was super cheap. He cost me 12k, and it's a good job we had him because he actually plays 11 games. Now, a bit out of his comfort zone. It's a bit above his level, but he actually performed quite well based off that rating. So, do you know what? For a very cheap price tag, I'll take him. And he's already wanted by Yeovil, so who knows, maybe even a bit of... Now, we have gone down a bit of a loan spell just to really try and guarantee survival and actually be competitive to get more money. And we are going to welcome in Bruno Massara. Now, we're never going to be able to sign this guy because I guarantee he'll cost too much money, but if you look at him, he's by far the best striker we've ever had. Quick, good pace, good acceleration, fantastic dribbling, finishing, first touch, decent composure. He comes in and scores 18 goals in less than 30 games. So, a fantastic player. A player that I think we can only dream of having permanently, but who knows? And it's not the only player we actually loan in from the same team. We are going to go over and loan in a right back for very similar reasons. Rapid on the ball, good agility, good fitness, great tackling, decent crossing, 20 years of age, and he has a great season. So thank you, Hajduk, because they have helped me out big time this season. 7 goal contributions from right back. 2 players that I would beg to have in my team, but I guarantee it will not be possible. So sadly, never fall in love with a lone player, they say, huh? Cunha? Don't worry, not Matthias Cunha. We are going to welcome in Martin Cunha. Now, serious player. Now, a very interesting thing happened here because we got him in to play for us and obviously loaned him in from Porto. They actually sold him to Southampton in the same season, so he went there right away for 72k. So we didn't really get the most out of him, to be honest, but I guess we've helped his career a little bit. Bit rude though, isn't it? Now we're talking a bit of experience. We are going to welcome in Ian Poveda, a player that has been pinging about English football since day, although funny enough, started off at Barcelona. Now he chips in very well for us. 6 goals, 9 assists, cost me nothing. Now, he's a player that a lot of people wouldn't give the time of day, but I know he's pinged about from English club to English club, but Brentford, City, Blackburn, Leeds, Blackpool, Sunderland... He's been signed a lot of times, so there's something there somewhere. And for us, I need someone who can cut in, who can, you know, have a crack at goal, and that's what he's done. He's got blister and pace, good agility, good flair, good dribbling, good crossing. Probably a typical low league winger, to be honest. But, yeah, he helped me out big time. We also are going to pick up Dennis in midfield. He comes in from Barnet, again on the free, 18 games. Not really a guaranteed starter, but a player that is guaranteed to, well, chip in with rotation games, filler games, stuff like that. And he does just that, you know. There's not many players in world football that would be happy to have that role, but Dennis is quite happy, you know. He is 29. It's a bit of money for him, 6.5k a week. So, yeah, I'll take him. firstly, we are going to actually welcome in a quality goalkeeper in Leandro Bray. Now, he is worth 1.7 million. I paid nothing on the free, 8 clean sheets in 23 games. We've signed in 1 because he's on the free, 2 because his potential is crazy. Okay, let me just calm down, Josh. Not crazy, it's crazy for us. He can become what I would describe as a leading championship goalkeeper, which is massive for us over the next couple of seasons. So for us, it's massive potential. He can't become like an Edison and Allison, but for us, he's a goalkeeper that we would dream of. So he's on a bit of money, 2.2k a week, but very, very deserved. The Bristol Street Motors Trophy, we are going to take a big step back in, as we are going to lose to Bristol Rovers on penalty in the quarterfinals. So, yeah, that one not so ideal. The Carabao Cup, we are going to get thumped by Leeds 4-1. Again, Leeds are a fantastic team. Until we get to the Championship and are established in the Championship, I'm not going to be too annoyed about teams like Leeds, because they are still simply a step ahead. FA Cup, no qualms. I mean, it's Chelsea. Chelsea are seriously above our level. Out of interest, just to make the video a little bit more spicy, how are Chelsea doing? They've got Maresca still in charge, and they finish in 4th place, as Arsenal are going to win the Premier League, and United finish in 14th. They have got... Okay, they've had changes. Why is it United always have the biggest changes in my videos? Mental. Right, we are in to the playoff final. Yeah, talk about fast track. We are in to the playoff final. Now, I will say one thing. We are playing Lincoln, who are not an easy team, and they've proven that by going 1-0 up inside of 61 minutes. An incredibly boring first half. This is, by the way, is their home leg. So a point here, or a draw here, sorry, would be amazing. And it's looking likely an equaliser in 88 minutes. But no, they're going to come back, and they are going to go over and win the first leg 2-1, which is going to do nothing but put a lot of pressure on the next fixture we've got at our home. And we play diabolical. We should be ashamed of ourselves. Honestly, we are going to go and lose 3-1 on aggregate. And yeah, we stay in League One. Now, let me just not be as harsh, actually, because I tell you what, these players have done so well. We weren't actually that far off getting in the top 2. We have got to the playoff final in our first real season, it is our first season in League One. Now, obviously, the golden dream would be go from Vanarama to League 2 to League 1 to Championship to Prem. That would be the golden dream. That's not reality. So we are going to remain in League One. What I will say is, fingers crossed, the players stay with me, or we can replace them successfully, because we definitely have got something going for us here. Now, I will say there is not much in terms of performance apart from Jamie Andrews, who was the 4th best performer in the league, who's actually a Vanarama player. No one really turned up that well, so not great when it comes to individual statistics. But at the same time, that shows we do perform well as a team, and we have chipped away and got results. We only lose 8 games out of 46, so a very, very good return. And at the end of the day, I think as an overall season, yeah, the cups weren't too pretty, but to get to a playoff final, it's heartbreaking to lose it. I'll admit it. But at least we got there, and we can build on this foundation. Have the board backed us? I hope that's not updated, because with 172k, there's not too many improvements. The debts and loans are getting bigger. I promise we will deal with them, but we are still in a process of needing to invest in this club. And if we get promoted, then debts will go instantly. That's the boat I'm in right now. Now, as a team, how many of these... The squad is still very, very, very small. And when you actually look at the best 11, you have got 2 players in the best 11 that are loan options that we simply will not be able to afford. We go to the striker right now, ask about availability, 400k. We've not even got that, and that's if they accept the lower end. Chances are they won't. In fact, let's just go and see if they would take 400k. No, there you go. So this is what I mean. This is going to be challenging. Cue the next window. Yeah. If you are enjoying, be sure to leave a like, because I'm about to get stressed. Well, signing 1 is going to be Alfie Jones, really strengthening that back line by bringing in an English experienced centre-back who has played for some pretty big English teams in his time. He's got great heading, great tackling, good passing, not the quickest, but you very rarely find a rapid centre-back in Sky Bet League 1, and he comes in for 45k, does a great job, and I'm just hoping can solidify that back line, because I had a bit of digging into what was our weakness last season, and it wasn't our goals. Next up is going to be Jimmy J Morgan in an attempt to replace the goals, and oh boy, we have. He comes in from QPR on the free and scores nearly a goal a game, 40 goals and 2 assists, and drops a 7.26 rating. This guy can become a Premier League player. Remember, I paid nothing. He's worth millions. This one free signing that I have found could clear the entire club's debt and give us 2 million in the budget. That is the importance of taking time and finding free agents. Welcome in Jimmy J Morgan. What a statement. We also are going to pick up Kian Ellis coming in from Wrexham. Again, very, very good option at left back. Really, really strong. He is close to his full potential, but what I see on paper is beautiful. Good acceleration, good pace, good stamina, can cross the ball, good tackling, good passing. Fantastic player. Very few cons compared to his pros. 450k, significant investment, big money spent, 4 goals, 13 assists. But again, despite big money being spent, a lot more can be earned if he has to go. So we are looking out for the club's money. We're spending wisely by free agents or getting players that are definitely bargain players. And this one, probably the best left back in the league. Next up, we are going to pick up a very versatile player in Jamie Shackleton. Probably heard the name. If you watch football, you probably have. He is going to come in for 375k. 10 goals, 7 assists. I mean, absolutely fantastic. The money that we've spent, and including the free signings so far, every player's worked out really well. Now, what I love about Jamie is his versatility. Can play anywhere in midfield, in the deeper or central area. Can play right back, can even play left back. This guy is doing a fantastic job at Woking. We're also just going to load in a player purely for a little bit of rotation in Val Adidokan. He is going to come in from Rotherham. Now, I tell you what, didn't really impress too much, so he's not going to get signed on a permanent, but for a loan spell where they paid 70% of the wage, I'm happy for it. And we are now in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy, and I tell you what, this is a chance to win it again, and I would take it. It's not the biggest trophy in the world, but I would take the... I mean, oh, Andrews, what a finish there. I'll take this for the fans, you know. It boosts morale on, you know, across the whole club, really. Not just the fans, the players, the staff, everybody involved, you know. Prove it. Oh, Pervader, that's incredible. It's like watching a prime Ronaldo. He's got the 7 on the shirt as well. A great goal there, and this is where Reading lost that game because they conceded about 30 seconds after. I mean, it's awful defending from the set piece, and we are going to lead 3-0 and go on to win this game 4-0 against a pretty established side in Reading. Andrews on the ball, into Ronaldo, great finish. Pervader, not Ronaldo. What am I saying? As we also go on to not only get promoted, but win Sky Bet League 1, and we nearly go invincible. 1 loss against Cardiff, who finished down in 7th place. 39 wins and 6 draws. So we definitely have the best team in this league now, and maybe, just maybe, we've got enough to go into the championship with a little bit of swagger, a little bit of confidence, because we've got players like Morgan, for example, scoring 40 goals. He transformed our season, but also Joe Rouse, 19 assists for a 35-year-old. Pervader, Ronaldo, 17 assists. Kian Ellis, 13. Ridiculous performance from left back. Our goalkeeper, Bray, the man that I said we've got to trust in, 29 clean sheets, 4 plays in the average rating. That is a very strong season where we clearly are the best team in the league. Even possession, we're relatively good for a tactic that doesn't even thrive on possession. So a very, very good season. Now, I will say, we didn't do too well in the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup, but I'm not even really going to be too fussed about that because we have won the Bristol Street Motors Trophy, but more importantly, we're into the Championship, which some say is the biggest competition in England in terms of the importance, and it is also the hardest to play in, especially for a newly promoted team. So I think I've got a team on paper that honestly is looking really, really good, you know. Morgan up front, 51 goals, ridiculous. 13 and 14 for Shackleton. Pervader, 17 and 21. Joe Rouse, who's sadly retiring, 30 goal contributions. 6 and 13 for the right back, 4 and 16 for the left back. The squad is still relatively small, but the players are doing a great job. But fingers crossed, we've just got at least 5 million. 1 million, and we also have got to be careful of financial fair play. And we've got a little bit of debt. So, yeah, things are looking pretty interesting. However, the reputation's gone up. The money situation, it's on ropes. But that's down to me. It's all down to me. We put a lot of our money into funding Jesarin Raksaki, coming in from Bristol City, because he looks like a really talented winger in the Championship. And I tell you what, 22 goal contributions is very, very impressive. A good average rating, and I can tell you what, when I look at this player as a whole, I think he's a player that can definitely, well, he has done very well individually in the Championship. He's a man that only has one con, and has 11 pros as well. He can become a leading Sky Bet Championship player, and I'm not done. I know I'm going to be in this competition, I think, for a couple of seasons, maybe even 3. So having a player that can, you know, he still won't even be 30 if we were here for 3 years, is absolutely vital to lock in these players, because we can't afford to have a player here for a season on loan, then goes, and we're still stuck in the Championship. So it's a lot of money. A lot of money to spend, but it was needed. That means every other player you see is going to be a free agent, because we have spent big on one player. We are going to welcome in Cesar Herta, coming in from Anderlecht on the free. Very, very good season. 20 goal contributions, drops above a 7 average rating. This guy looks incredible, right? Even for a Premier League player. Good acceleration, good agility, good pace, good stamina, good vision, good flair, 14 finishing, 13 composure, 15 dribbling, 15 long shots, 14 passing, 14 technique, 15 aggression. I mean, talk about a complete package, and he cost me nothing. And he's worth £30 million. 30 million. We can build golden statues for everyone at this club. We also are going to welcome in Isaac Price, coming in from Westerlo. Now, he comes in on the free, no surprise. 9 goals and also 6 assists. Returns me a pretty stellar signing, in my opinion. He's on a fair bit of money per week, but he's a player in the team that definitely we need. A bit more of an attacking midfield player that can sort of push the team forward and really utilise those other attacking players we've signed this season. So, in my opinion, he's an important part of this team. And although he is a Sky Bet League 1 player, he actually held his own quite well in my eyes. This man, he is 33, and he is definitely towards the end of his career, but, you know, he is a player that has played for some pretty big teams, you know. I mean, he's an absolute joy, isn't he, to be honest with you? A serious player. And I can tell you something now. Although he has lost his pace and acceleration, he has still got the tackling, he's still got the passing, he's got the work rate, and at the end of the day, it's a big name to welcome in to Woking in the Championship. And Didi, on the free, drops a pretty consistent rating. He's probably going to be here for max a year or 2. But do you know what? I got him for the name, and I'm going to be honest with that. Pick up a very good experience but older right back in Lucas Soto. Now, he is 31, so don't expect him to be here for years, but again, on the free, you can't really complain. 2 goals, couple of assists as well. Is it record breaker? No. Is it Trent Alexander-Arnold? No. But at least it helped us out a little. Significant improvement in the FA Cup, as we don't win it, but we are going to get to the semi-finals. And actually, if we would have got past Forest, we would have played Brighton. Now, interestingly, would we have been able to beat Brighton? Did we beat any big teams? We beat Wolves on penalties. They're a pretty big team. We actually beat Hull 1-0, not as big. Crew 7-1, that's a blistering game. Oxford 2-0, so maybe we would have struggled against Brighton, and maybe, you know, you could argue that as soon as we faced Premier League opposition, we lost, so maybe that's fair, but still, semi-final, big improvement. The Carabao Cup, we are going to go out in the second round against Bristol City. They're a team that are probably quite equal to us, to be honest, and it would have been nice to get past them, because obviously it's an incredibly early exit, and the only team we beat is Coventry. The question is, where did we finish in the Championship? Now, to my mind-blowing thought, I don't even know how to describe it, we have not been we're in the top 9 is what I'm trying to say. We're in the top 9, we are in the top 8, we are in the top 7, we are in the top 6, we've got playoffs, I will take that, don't care if we've lost it. We are in the top 5, we are in the top 4, so we're 3rd, I would imagine. We've been promoted. We have won the Championship quite convincingly over Norwich, Sunderland, Burnley, Hull, Huddersfield, Ipswich, Bristol, Middlesbrough, Stoke, Wrexham, Southampton, Wolves. All of those teams I would honestly put above me. And it is going to be this man again. Morgan has done it again in the Championship. 27 goals from him. Ridiculous. The man that we put a lot of money in has paid off. Joint most assists. Our goalkeeper has paid off. The man that I said we have to trust has paid off. We have won it by 10 points. We have gone from That is remarkable. Honestly, that's remarkable. It says so much about how good this tactic is as well. What a tactic, and the signings we have made as well have been really, really good. I'll be honest. The free agents have been really, really good. The money we've spent has been relatively big in some areas, but it's really paid off. And this team on paper is really strong. And I can tell you something now. The fact we have gone and done that in one season, I am seriously happy with. Seriously happy. And is this team ready for the Premier League? No, of course it isn't. But what a story that is, by the way. And I mean, the players have done so well here. From the wingers to the strikers to the midfielders. And Didi really locking it down. The centre-backs, the wing-backs, the goalkeeper. It's beautiful. But now we face reality. Sudden turn. We're in the Premier League, guys. The Premier League takes no prisoners. This team will get eaten up, spat out, and put to one side in the Premier League. So, yeah, the emotional attachment to these players will go. It has to. This is football. This is life. This is where you see a lot of new faces come in, and a lot of faces that I absolutely now love will be sold or moved on. Now, I'm hoping we have got a budget of around about 30 million. I could take 30 million. I could deal with 30 million. I will say there was rumours of a takeover happening at this club last season. We're going to see if it's happened. They're still willing to listen to offers, so they are still in the talks of it. Now, money-wise, we have got... Oh, come on. We'll take that. 75 million I can work with. I can have a field day with 75 million pounds. So we're going to go over. We're going to take a lot of time to really analyse where to spend this money. Traditionally, I put it into the back line. And I might actually take a gamble on Morgan working out in the Premier League. So I think a lot of money will get dumped into the back line and midfield. So let's go and see what can happen. Well, there isn't too many good goalkeepers on the market that were attracted to join a sort of relegation favoured team. But we are going to welcome in Jasper Tork Ilson, coming in from Inter Milan. Now, he only cost me 6.5 million. Notice how my mindset has changed, because 6.5 million from the start of this video would have been like an absolute dream. But we have got funds in the club now, and he has done quite well, because I can guarantee we are going to be the team that people stat pad against. And the fact he has kept 11 clean sheets is actually quite strong. Morgan Rogers comes in purely because he was actually quite cheap. He plays 11 games and actually doesn't really do too much. Now, he was brought in because he can play very well on that left-hand side. He can also play in an attack and role in midfield. And I was expecting more from him, but sadly, I didn't get it. 6.2 million, we are going to welcome in a Zacharias Pastosis, coming in from Panathinaikos. He does quite well for his first season in England and in the relegation favoured team. 8 goals, 8 assists, a very good average rating, and a player that I think can really sit back and say, yeah, I've done well here this year. And you know what? You have. So fair play to you, son. 5.2 million, we are going to welcome in a fantastic potential player in Ison Nempis. Coming in from Panathinaikos, we're raiding the Greek league. 5.2 million, 22 goals and an assist. The beautiful thing, he performs in season 1. 2, 22 years of age. 3, cheap. 4, versatile. 5, incredible attributes. He is the complete package. What a player. And welcome in Hato. Wouldn't have thought that, would you? Woken fans, I'm here to get names at your club. And Hato comes in. He has simply not got the respect that Chelsea deserves. He got loaned to Southampton, loaned to Bayern, then they thought we'll sell him. He comes in for us as a clear star centre-back. 6.86 average rating, stays fit for a lot of the games. A quality player with no cons. So we have welcomed in Hato as a massive name, a new goalkeeper, Morgan Rogers, didn't play well, but massive name, incredible player here from Panathinaikos, and another Panathinaikos player. So any Panathinaikos fans, genuinely, thank you. But we might be going back down to the Championship, so we'll see what happens. Shut your eyes again, because you're not dreaming. We are in 6th place in the Premier League. Now, I can tell you something, I forgot to say it in the last clip. I am so glad we did survive, because every player you saw me sign, relegation clause. They'd be gone instantly. So that happens when you get promoted. Now, I will say 6th place is way above my expectation. But again, we're going to look at the team and actually see is it actually unexpected? Because we've actually got quite a good team, you know, to be honest with you. Now, when we look at the players that have done well here, Memphis, 22 goals, really, really strong. You've got the man who we invested in last season, the championship player, is going to be the joint, actually, yeah, or second, actually, not even joint, second top assister in the whole league. So, a very, very, very good signing in him. Memphis, a very, very good signing. And this team on paper, is it actually relegation favourites? I don't think it is, you know. I think we have got a very good left back. Our centre-backs are really good. Our midfields, you know, Shackleton and Didi are a little bit outdated now, potentially. Our wingers, I think, are very, very, very strong, to be honest with you. Memphis 25-2. What worries me is where is our man? Where's he gone? Has he left on the free? You know who I'm on about? I need to go and find my man. No, Jimmy J Morgan is still at the club, but he simply was not getting game time in the Prem. He got 8 games, didn't really do too much in it. Is it a good time to sell him and get the 3 to 4 million? Potentially. But I tell you what, this team on paper has done a very, very good job. And there are certain areas I want to improve. Midfield, right away, maybe another centre-back, because I've looked at Jones, is not actually, you know, that great, to be honest with you, for a Premier League team. Other than that, we can just make gradual changes. I mean, what a performance. Now, I will say, apart from that, things weren't too great. This was a bit annoying, actually. The loss against Barnsley that early on in the FA Cup. The Carabao Cup is completely fine. We do lose, but it is against Newcastle, so they still are a little bit better than us overall, to be honest. Their squad, if you compare it to ours, Robin van Persie in charge. They've kept Isaac, and they've strengthened very, very well. So their team really, really strong. And you know what? I'm super, super confident. When you look at the club info, the owners, I think we've got new owners. I've noticed the value shot up, and we now have a budget of £113 million and a debt-free club. So we have got serious owners in that are now going to back Woking to the top. I'm going to go and spend. And we did spend big this season. This one was actually organised by the board. It is going to be Achille Awano, coming in from Toulouse. I mean, this guy's nuts. A very, very good winger. Very, very young, which obviously is vital for the project, because we don't know how long we're going to be here. And also, when you guys carry it on from the save file, you want young players, right? So we brought this guy in for a total of 21 million, which actually isn't too bad. 7 goals, 4 assists in his first season in the Premier League. He looks really strong. Apart from his finishing, that we can obviously train him on, he's perfect. Really quick, good aggression, good crossing, good dribbling, good passing, good technique, good determination. I mean, he's a really, really good player, which I'm surprised we actually managed to get. As we also welcome in another new gen. The good thing about playing with a low league team, by the time you get to the Prem, you get the new gens coming through. So Dean Portelli is going to come through. That's a very Italian surname, that is. He comes in as a DM, and this guy is nuts, right? He has got 20 determination, 18 work rate, 17 stamina, great fitness, great balance, great agility, decent passing, not great, but decent tackling. He cost me 46 million, but he is a real defensive unit. Great average rating, great amount of fitness in the tank as well, stayed fit for a lot of the games, and that 20 determination, that guy's going to go through the absolute roof. And lastly, we are going to welcome in another new gen centre-back, a wonder kid, in Mark Vagoon, coming in from Tottenham for 48 million. Big money, big player. Drops a great average rating, a good amount of goals scored, and simply will get the job done. I mean, 14 tackling, great bit of pace, good jumping, good bravery, good determination, good teamwork. I mean, the only thing that I want to work on him on is heading, and we can do that. He's still only 20 years of age, so a big window, a lot of money spent, but 3 players that are all young that we can all develop. So this project is well underway. And off to Wembley for a Carabao Cup final against Burnley. Please do not choke this. This is one of the best chances we will ever get. And it's the Championship side and winger who is going to win it in the 94th minute. That is right, we have won the Carabao Cup, and I can tell you something now. It was all done by that Championship star winger we signed, who got it done in extra time. The FA Cup didn't go as well, but to be honest, it's okay. I did not expect to win the Carabao Cup. I will happily take that, and I can accept going out in the FA Cup. The question is, we've got Europa League to deal with now. Probably what I was expecting. We are going to lose to Besiktas. I was not expecting to lose to them, but the round of 16 is pretty fair. In terms of the league phase, we actually we go invincible, so and that makes me very happy. I mean, the teams aren't the toughest, but we only concede... We only concede 1 goal the entire league phase, which is ridiculous. So yeah, I'm actually okay with that. Have we got Europa League next year? 3, 2, 1. Look. Honestly, amazing. 5th place, we've improved in the league while winning a cup and playing in a European competition. Consistency, growth, knowledge, strength, integrity. I've got to do it. Honestly, we are here to hopefully carry on growing. This project, to me, now feels really underway. This time, we've not even got a player in the stat lines. I don't care. I'm looking at my team on paper right now. I'm seeing young players that hopefully will stay with me, and I'm looking at a project that's happening. Hato, you got Valga next to him, Patelli in midfield, Awano on the left-hand side, Nempis up front. Good stat lines here, by the way. Herta, 19 and 13, the free agent. 12 and 10, 30 and 9, 10 and 6. Morgan with 5 goals. You know, this squad are playing as a team, not as individuals, and that is beautiful to see. So a very, very good 7th season, Carabao Cup win, decent Premier League performance, okay in the Europa League, very good in the league phase. Shame we got knocked out. You know, you can look at it from 2 perspectives, right? You do so well in the league phase, why'd you get knocked out in the first, knockout phase? But I'm not going to be negative. We are still doing a good job. And we're being backed heavily with £80 million. So the debt will be taken care of because our owners have got nothing but pure cash flow. And we can go and spend. And logically, we are the 7th best at scoring, the 4th best at conceding. So technically, we should invest in the attack. But I think that's more done by signing maybe a better box-to-box who can push up, and maybe just improving the rotation, to be honest. Right then, signing 1 is going to be Ibrahim Mbaye, coming in as a very good winger. Now, we've already got a very good winger in the Mexican free agent, but I will say this right now, okay? This guy is a lot younger, and we have to prepare for the future again, purely because we don't know how long we're going to be here for. And this guy's pre-built, he's 25, so not super young, but can become a world-class player. He has got a lot going in his favour, okay? The finishing, the dribbling, the crossing, the pace, the stamina, the everything. He is a great player who comes in for 40 million and disappoints. I'm being honest. I'm very critical of my players. 3 goals and 3 assists is nothing like the pre-agent was doing last season. So he needs to improve a little bit in output, but I still believe he will be a good player. I'm going to welcome in Kyan Roberts, coming in from Liverpool for £23 million. Quite good, to be fair. 4 goals, 3 assists. He was brought in originally as a bit of a competitor for Ndidi, but I think the competition was one way. He is going to win that competition, and, he's got the real good stats to play that box-to-box role. Great stamina, good pace, good strength, good work rate, good teamwork, good off-the-ball work, can put a challenge in, decent passing, can also have a crack at goal with that finishing and composure. A really complete player that at the end of the day, for that price tag, I'll pay double. Fernandes is going to come in as a perfect hybrid player, can play an attacker midfield, striker, and also right mid. And he comes in for what? 17 million, 17 goal contributions in 36 games. I think that's what we like to call simply lovely. And for 7.2 million, we are going to go over to the Greek league again. We've got a real Greek influence on this team and pick up a remarkable midfield player in Petros Kolotronis, coming in from Olympiacos. Very cheap price, great return, and a player that has never stepped foot in the Premier League or England before. So a massive gamble from me, and that gamble has worked out. And you know what? Although he can't really improve, what I've paid for there, he's worth more than what we paid. So more than happy with it. He's already worth treble of what we have paid. The Carabao Cup didn't go as sweet this time. We are going to lose against Luton in the 4th round. So definitely not perfection there. The FA Cup, again, it's a missed opportunity because we would have actually played Derby in the final, which we could have beaten. And sadly, we play Man City and we do lose 2-0. Now, if we would have beaten them, I'm super confident we could have beaten Derby. They're not much of a team to beat. And yeah, a bit of a missed opportunity there. Now, one thing I didn't realise is I thought we had Europa League to play. No, we've got Champions League. Let's go and see what happened. Well, what happened is an absolute miracle because we go invincible in the Champions League playoff phase, and we are going to beat Villarreal, Benfica, Slovan Bratislava, Freiburg, Marseille, Shakhtar, points against Inter Milan and AC Milan, and we don't even have to play in the knockout playoff rounds. Through to the round of 16. Okay, we beat Atletico Madrid. We beat Inter Milan 4-2. We beat Chelsea 4-2. We're in a Champions League final in season 1 of the Champions League. Our first season in the Champions League, we are in there. Tony Fernandes is up there with the top goal scorers. We might be about to win a Champions League. To the Stade de France against Barcelona, and it's not looking good from minute 1. Yamal is going to play a big part in the first goal, over to Evan Ferguson, and that is going to be a 1-0 conceded rate. Make it 2. Ferguson again. It pains me to watch this. It pains me so much, because Woking to win a Champions League would have been magical, but who knows? It may still be on. Hato playing left back this game due to injury. Awano goes through and makes it 2-1. So we are somewhat back into the game, and this game now can honestly go in either favour. It comes down to the next goal, and sadly that next goal went in Barcelona's favour. Doku down the left, plenty of space, bit lucky to be honest, but not a lucky win. Barcelona win at 3-1. So yeah, despite a very heartbreaking final, we have done so well to get there, and we've done so well in the Premier League, you know. We've got top 6 again, well getting to a Champions League final. I think that shows how far we've come as a team from 2023. 8 seasons ago, we were, you know, not even guaranteed to get out of the Vanarama National, and now we're in a Champions League final. So we've done a great job as a squad, we really, really have. And the lads have put on a show, you know. They didn't get the job done. We've still got a long way to go in the Premier League. But the Champions League was not going to be expected at all anyway. So super happy with the team overall. The team is actually featuring a lot of new gens already. Now, money-wise, we are going to have a budget of 10 million. I imagine the budget has not been updated. But regardless of that, we are going to carry on signing new gens, really try and prepare for this future, because I can't predict how long we're going to be doing this save for, because we are still nowhere near winning the Premier League. You know, we are easily over 20 points behind Manchester United, who have won the Premier League under Sebastian Hanes, which is very interesting, with Kilshkoy up front, Garnacho, Andre Ugarte, Livramento, Restes in goal. Fair play to him. I've got to see where Amorim is. I always do it. Where is Amorim? Where is Ruben Amorim? He is unemployed after going to Blackburn and then Derby next season. They just can't stick around to see the full vision. And Hato is going to go to Barcelona for a total of 43 million. Now, we have over doubled our money. And do you know what? He has played a big part in our success of where we have got so far. Every trophy we have won, every step we have gained, he has been there from the Premier League season. To lose him is a bit heartbreaking, but we can use that money easily to go and sign a new gem. So it's not nice to see him go, but at least we can replace him. I actually looked at our team, and we've actually got enough centre-backs, to be honest. So I prioritised the money being spent on right-back. Welcome in Aaron Chaney, coming in from Arsenal for 23 million, 35 games, a 7 average rating, a couple of assists as well. Just a really good wing-back, to be honest. Very well balanced, still quite young, and just a lot better than what we've got, to put it bluntly. So a very good addition to the team. The window, keeping it very, very basic, is another attacker in Joel, coming in from Real Madrid for 38 million. Now, the guy nearly scores a goal every single game. He also picks up 4 assists and drops a 7.19 average rating. So to be honest with you, he's not really done too much wrong at all throughout the entire season. And I look at this player and I'm like, do you know what? This might be the final piece of the attacking puzzle. Do we need any more attackers now? And I don't even know if we do. He's a really good addition, great aggression, good everything really. Good agility, good pace, good stamina, good fitness, good dribbling, good crossing, good finishing, good composure. 23, super young, and fits right into the team. And we're off to Wembley again, which is going to result in a 1-0 win. And that is going to go our way against City with Mbaye. The new man from last season will take that any day. Finally. Sadly, the Carabao Cup didn't go as well. We lose 2-0 to Bristol City. It seems like we can't have a consistent run in both of these competitions, but at least we have now won. Well, we've won the Carabao Cup already once, and we have now won the FA Cup. So, nice to know we've ticked both of them off. We're going to be in the Europa League final, and Joel is not going to allow us to lose a back-to-back European final until Broby steps in for Ajax, who equalises in the 70th minute, and surely we can't lose back-to-back Champions League and then Europa League finals. Well, it turns out we can, because we're going to go and lose it in the last kick of the game. Champions League final lost and Europa League lost. It's complete heartbreak. I mean, we've done well in the Premier League once again, but we have won the FA Cup, which is good. The Europa League, we've lost the final. We lost the Champions League final last year. These players must be crushed mentally. I mean, they've still done well in the Premier League, but we are still so far off winning the title. Joel is still going to be rank 1, or is going to be rank 1 for the goals, which is really, really cool. Our goalkeeper, who we have signed from all those years ago from Inter Milan, is playing a lot of games still, and he's now actually joint first clean sheet, so he's doing really, really strong. But yeah, we are still miles off the Premier League. And I would have liked to win one of these European competitions. So we're just going to carry on grinding. You know, the team on paper is improving every season, you know. It really, really is. The money, we've got a lot of money to spend. 92 million. We've got basically a debt-free club. Everything's going golden, you know. The club info, everything's going up. Reputation 4-star. 3-star training. 3.5-star youth. The youth recruitment I'm trying to work on. But we are doing everything right. But we're still not quite there. Next season, man, next season, please, not another European final. We've had a big window. I'm sick and tired of losing finals. We are going to welcome in Jules Moanga, coming in from Marseille for a total of 26 million, 34 games, 1 goal, and also 4 assists, while dropping above a 7 average rating. So, not too shabby there. We're then going to go over and actually look at the rest of these players in one, because there's a lot of players to talk through, and I can tell you something now, we spent £100 million, and all of them are on new gen. So, I'm not really spoiling it, showing you this way, but I want to show you how committed we are to making this work. Now, Wolfsburg had this man available, a good goalkeeper for the future, but also for a backup. Now, we've got good goalkeepers at the club, but we do need a backup goalkeeper that also has got a little bit of potential in him, to the fact of it would be nice to loan him out one season to grow him. And a player like, you know, Glavine, for a total of what, 3.4 million, makes complete sense. So we're going to welcome him in, and hopefully, just hopefully, he has a good moment in his career, because our poor goalkeepers have had some heartbreaker moments in league finals. You know, we're talking playoff finals, Champions League finals, Europa League finals. They've had some moments. Now, next up is going to be Gabriel from Flamingo, coming in as a very, very, very good DM/midfield player. Very, very good. Aggression, anticipation, bravery, concentration, determination, technique, vision, stamina, pace, work rate, agility, balance, world-class 25-year-old, release clause popped at 14 million, 17 goal contributions, and he's worth 84 million pounds. Absolutely incredible signing. Next up, Patrick Keane, Southampton, ridiculous midfield player, bulking out the midfield, Irish player, leading Premier League player, world-class, driven, pre-built, pre-made, creator. That is what he's about, and he comes in, as I said, 37 million, 11 goal contributions, and just from these two midfield players alone, I am seeing significant improvement. And lastly, for season 10, our last sign of this window anyway, is going to be Jakub Polat, coming in from Besiktas as a centre-back, DM, right-back hybrid. I would like to see him play at centre-back, to be honest. Despite the weak heading, I think if you put him next to a really strong player, he will be completely fine. He's got a lot going for him in the mental side of the game and the physical side of the game, and for that price tag and that return, I am more than happy with it. But I wanted to show you this page to show my intent. We have spent almost every penny we had, and we have reinvested back into the club while not breaking the finances, and this, I am hoping, at least pushes me to a European win. The Premier League, I still think we're miles off, but we'll see what we can do. Please, please. Right. And then I see myself lose 1-0 to Watford, and I start to think, I've overcomplicated. I've gone too far. We've signed too many people. As we lose to United in the Community Shield as well on penalties. I've cooked the rebuild. As we lose to Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. This one's not actually too bad, to be fair, because they're title contenders. But so far, 3 competitions, 3 losses. Not good. Budapest for another Europa League final, or Champions League final, actually. Champions League final. So 3 European finals in 3 years, and we take the advantage against Man City's Trubin, and hopefully we can win one finally. Please win a European final. This is not looking good, though. A rainy day now, apparently. Phil Foden absolutely butchers our new right back into Ayling, into their regen, and that is going to be a 1-1 game, and we are now going to penalties in the Champions League final. Awano is going to step up. Oh, no, not like that. Not like that. Pafundi steps up. Good save. And that's from the goalkeeper. Signed in the Championship, by the way. Gabriel steps up. Come on. Good. Oh, he's missed it. I thought it went in. They are awful penalties. The nerves have got to him. Rico Lewis steps up. Oh, he scored. He scored. It's a great penalty. Sato steps up. It's a good penalty into the bottom right, but it might be too late. Garcia, come on, please miss. That's a great penalty. I've got to give him credit. A great penalty. Tony Fernandez, signed from Barcelona. Good penalty into the bottom right-hand corner. Guardio, he can miss a penalty. We've seen it before, and he misses. That's good. We're back level if this next one goes in. Roberts. Oh my, that was close. Good penalty into the bottom right. Moscardo can miss. I've seen it before. He doesn't. Good penalty into the bottom right corner. Oh, come on, mate. Don't miss this one. You know you don't want to. Oh, my days. Why are we going in the same area? Castello, come on. You can miss a penalty. He doesn't. Everyone loves the right-hand side. This is getting awful to watch now. Pastosis, good penalty. All in the same spot. The goalkeeper may as well stand there. Hernandez. Oh, he switched the corner. Jakob, please. Good penalty. Oh, it's off the post. It's a close one. It is a close one. Trubin, we're on to goalkeepers now. Hits it. Just about goes in. Oh, come on, Ellis. Step up. Good penalty. This is going the distance, and it does, but we win 7-6. In one of the most dramatic Premier League, well, Champions League ends, we have actually won it. Finally, you know, we got to the final in 2030. We then got to the Europa League final in 2031, lost both, then we win against City, and we've won the Premier League. We have somehow done the double up in one season. It happens all the time. These rebuilds, you go from nothing to everything. Now, I will say, we do lose all of these three, so there's no treble or quadruple, but we have won the Premier League and the Champions League. Now, the Champions League was not part of the actual overall goal, but I will take it. Super nice to see Max Dowman, by the way, really developed into an absolute baller at Arsenal. We are going to see Joel, second top goal scorer. We are also going to see, well, nobody else, so just Joel really being that main man for the team. And I tell you what, for you boys and girls back home that really like playing, you know, my rebuild save files, this one you've got to go and grab, because you've got a club with a ton of money, practically debt-free. The 11 that have won me a Champions League and a Premier League, pretty much 80%, 90% are all new gen players. So if you love new gens, you're going to be in absolute heaven. So make sure you are going over and grabbing the save file, grabbing the tactic, and let's just go and soak it in. A 5-star reputation team, upgraded the training facilities to 3-star, youth to 3.5. The owners love the club. We're rich. We've got everything going. And look at the trophy cabinet. That may be the best rebuild I've done. I think it might be. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have enjoyed this longer video, please do leave a like and subscribe, and comment below another team that are quite low down in footballing ranks. Don't have to be in England. They can be in Spain, Italy, anywhere, and set me a challenge and I will make it happen. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.